What's going on, guys? Big Red. Bringing you a how-to video today. Oh my god, I'm actually putting in a how-to video on my YouTube channel for once. Since it is, Big Red, fishing, automotive, gaming, and more. Gaming is going to be a little hard to do on the phone. I mean, I can hold it up, have it turn, watch some TV and stuff. But, yeah, now I'm bringing you a how-to video on cleaning a bait caster. How to clean it, do it once a year or whatever, or as often as you need. This bait caster, unfortunately, the gear that is inside, where the reel is, where the reel goes into, is messed up. So whenever it casts like crap. It's just bad. I can't get it to do anything. I've adjusted it. I did the magnets, did the beginner thing, all that, and it don't work. It hasn't worked since. It's still messing up. I just can't get it to do right. But yeah, anyhow, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do what I need to do on the bait caster. We're going to clean it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. What you'll need to get into this and to gut it out so you can clean your reel, you're going to need the outdoor angler reel grease. It don't have to be this grease. It don't have to be the outdoor Wrangler. I got this at Walmart, $5 for Walmart, and it comes with the grease and the outdoor Wrangler reel oil. There's your reel oil. Like I said, $5, Walmart. Works perfect. Use it on this, and I use it on my open face. The next thing you're going to need, sorry for my hand being in the way, guys. The next thing you're going to need, you're going to need Q-tips. I just have 4 here, mainly because I've already cleaned this reel. I'm just taking it apart to show you guys how to do it. Q-tips is what you're going to need. The other thing you'll need is the rubbing alcohol. Walmart, again, you can get this stuff just to clean it. Then you're going to need a ratchet and a 10mm socket. Socket right there. Yeah. And then you're also going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. I have a flathead screwdriver just because my other screwdrivers I don't feel like going and getting. What was in here. I use this for the bigger screws that are on this that this won't work on. But it's good to have the flathead just in case you got, washers or something that ain't coming up and get in there and get it out. But that's pretty much all you need for that. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. You got this bar, right here. You do that. Get it all the way out. And then this here. Maybe. Yeah. Turns sideways. So you can get that off. And this, no order for this. Just set it off to the side. And then your spool comes out. Once again, your spool does have a bearing. It's got a bearing. Alright. Right there. What you'll do, take your grease before, don't do this now. Do it closer to the end when you're putting this back in. Take your grease, put one little dot one dab on there, and then kind of take your finger and spin it around to get it, spread and nice and lubed. But you can do that at the end, or you can do it, as soon as you pull it out, whatever, so it can marinate, whatever. But anyhow, your next step is go ahead and this here, I don't know if you guys can see that, and go ahead and take that out. Take that off, just to get it out of your way. And you can set it on the side. Now, what I'm about to get to now, guys, put this stuff in order. As you take it off, set it up side by side by side. You have a Phillips head screw right there to take this off. And this is why I use my flathead. Now, these should not be extremely tight, so they should be fairly easy to get off. Should. And that comes right off. Set that to the side. And then you got a bolt. Right there. Take your 10mm socket and your ratchet. Stick it on there. Like I said, that shouldn't be very tight either. And then that comes off. Then you got a little washer right there. And of course, guys, I will put the description on the video cleaning what reel this is, just because I know a lot of people are going to want to know. And then you got this, your drag, which mine is loose already, but sometimes if they're tight, this here, put your finger there, hold it, and it'll loosen that up. Mine's already loose, like I said. Let's take it all the way off. There you go. There's your drag. Put it to the side. Now, you have 3 washers. Right there. Pull these up and try to keep them in the stack, guys. Don't, just take them off and toss them. Keep them in the stack. Put them in your line. All right, now your next deal. You have a screw right there. Go ahead and loosen that screw. All right, it's loosened. It won't come out, but it's loosened. And then you've got a screw there, a screw there, and a screw there. 3 screws, guys. Now, these screws are the same size screws. The other screw was a different color. Sorry, guys, got a problem with my throat. There's your screw. There's 3 of them, like I said. Now, when you go and take off your cover, keep your reel like this. Keep it setting flat. Because you've got 2 spring stuff in here that will fall out. If you haven't done this before, you don't want that to happen. Now, you're just going to lift this up. And if you have never cleaned your reel, you have a bearing that goes in there, which my bearing is right there because I've taken this out recently. But we're going to set that right there. Now, like I said, take that off. If you're going to take it apart even more, take a picture so you know where everything's at. But there's your 2 springs. Here's my 1 bearing here, that one in this. Take that off. There it is. And then what you can do with this, take everything off that you need to take off first before you start greasing and oiling. And then you got another bearing right there. And then you got a little gear here. Go ahead and take off that gear. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something right here. You have a washer right there. And you got a little blue deal that's underneath it. And then you got another washer right there. If you see the spools, that's for your drag. Not your drag. That's for when you engage to let loose of your reel, and when you reel it, to click it back. If that comes off, that goes on the bottom, and it goes like that. And it also has a little blue washer underneath it. And then you can take your springs off. And then you take these out. A little plastic deal that holds that in. Now, as you see, mine's fairly clean because I just recently cleaned it. You have grease marks. You can put grease or a little bit of oil on these plastic gears here. You know, white one and a black one, just to kind of help it. And then put a little bit of grease on this, kind of help it. Now, when you go back to put it in, you got this, and you got that. It sits like that. And it goes in and sets exactly like that. And you take your reel here. You take your grease. You brush your grease on these teeth, and you take your finger and wipe it around. Get it nice and oiled. And then you carefully put it back on. And you gotta move this gear right here, that gear, to get that to go back down on there. Simple enough so far, guys. Hopefully I'm doing a good job for you guys, and you guys are, you know, following me. And then you're gonna take your springs. Put your springs back on. Now, when you go to grease this guy, the middle of it comes out. There's your inside of your bearing. Take your oil or your grease. I prefer the oil. And you dab that oil inside your bearing. Then you take this, put it back in your bearing, and then spin your bearing to get that grease moved around. And then you put it back on your reel. Just like that. And you got this one. You do have a little washer on it, guys, so be careful. Do the same thing with the oil. A little tiny, barely half a drop on there. Rub it around with your finger. And then put it back on. Make sure you get that washer back on there too. Just like that. And then you take this. Put it back on. Sometimes it can fight you. You just gotta kind of move that a little bit to get that back on there like so. Then you take your Phillips and a screw. And screw back all in. Alright, there's that. You got that back in. Should reel. And you take your washers, your 3 washers, and you put them back on your where your handle goes, just like that. And then you take your drag. Now, when you do this drag, spin it the opposite direction until it catches, and then just so you get it on there, you don't strip the teeth. Because you do not want to do that. And it's, there we go. And just get it on there like so. You don't have to be too tight. You can tighten all that up when you go to put everything else, back together. And then you take this. And you put it back on here like so. then you got your handles. You put it back on there like that. Take your nut. Same thing with the nut, guys. Kind of spin it backwards a little bit. Until it catches. If you don't want to strip the threads. Then you take your ratchet with your 10mm socket. Just snug, not tight, just snug. And you'll take your dill here, set it back on your nut. Take your screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, or Phillips if you have a bigger Phillips, and tighten that down. Now I almost forgot, before you put this stuff on, and if you're following me step by step, I'm sorry, but put a little bit of grease on the end, a little bit of oil, dump it in there a little bit, just a drop, and get everything inside oiled up. And then you're going to take this, and you're going to put it back on here. Now guys, don't tighten this down because it'll make it a little difficult to get your spool and stuff back in. Just get it on there, just like that. And then tighten down your nut, or your screw on the inside. That screw right there. Right there. And you're going to take your spool. If you haven't oiled this yet, oil your bearing right there. And you just stick this back in. And you take your side, just like that. And you take this and just screw it back in. Now you can go and go on ahead and tighten that a little bit and tighten your drag. And tighten your drag up, and then you pretty much got everything done. And all you got to do is just, sit here and just spin it, not too fast, just get everything on the inside, lined up. You guys probably hear all that. Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to sound like that. Everything works. Got a little on and off switch here. You turn that on. Switch to where you have to hold that down to cast it. Turn that off. Do that. Alright guys, well, there's your simple of cleaning a baitcaster, the Ambassador Black Max Baitcaster. So there you have it, guys. Alright, well, this is Big Red. Hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys are having a good new year. Had a good new year. But alright, guys, well, until the next video, I'll see you then. See ya.